Hi, Mike and Adam. Welcome to the Deep End, May 28th. Memorial Day tradition on this long-running show, long-running hit, is to draft around Memorial Day weekend. So we missed yesterday, but here we are for the first of 10 live-streamed drafts of the FFPC. Excited to have you with us and see what happens tonight. We're picking third in 2 minutes, powered by PlayerProfiler. Mike and Adam, this is the Deep End.
I was so fired up this evening talking about, is this draft going to fill? Of course it's going to fill. Come on,
Yeah,
we're on the deep end here. We're on the deep end. And just getting excited for the draft, finding out what your draft pick is, waiting for that email to come in. This is fantasy football season for me. Memorial Day weekend and on, redraft season, mid-stakes, high-stakes season, player take season.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Thank God you're here.
I know we're not allowed to do those anymore. Oh my God.
You are. No rules.
But yeah, no, this is fun. I'm super excited.
Good. So if you can show the board, we're drafting 103 in less than a minute.
Oh,
this is an FFPC $350 Fantasy Pros Championship. This is my second, Adam. Your first?
My second.
Okay.
My second. Yep.
What do you remember about the other one?
Oh boy.
Not now. Not a question for right now.
Not much. Apparently not much. I did one a couple of days after the NFL draft. I can certainly pull it up, but I like to use, not a lot. It really hasn't changed, but ADP has certainly moved, and we use we like to use Fantasy Mojo for our ADP, Darren Armani's wonderful site that has all the
Tyreek Hill goes 101.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, ring the bell. Cut to the
This is what you live for, right? This is what you live for.
It's beautiful. Because that was a guy that we were not going to take. So
that's right. Christian McCaffrey goes 101 all the time. Once in a while, CeeDee Lamb. We get McCaffrey at 103? We
got to.
There's no choice.
Yeah. We were going to go running back, and
we still are.
We still are. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I had the 101. I had the 101. And
right.
And I went Christian McCaffrey, and I said, man, and you asked me, hey, what pick do you want tonight? I said, anything but the 101. I don't want to take Christian McCaffrey. And here we are. That's the
comes around.
That's the right.
Well, in the last 5 days anyway, according to Fantasy Mojo, this is the first time McCaffrey has gone later than 1-2.
Yep.
I mean, you and I were going to talk about him tonight. I wasn't super excited to draft him, if we got 101, but we would have, I think. I would have voted for it because it's the old, when are you going to get him?
Yes. And the cool thing about getting him at the 103 now is it's not way far off from ADP, but we can build a little bit of a unique roster. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole idea in these tournaments is now we're focused on, okay, what type of roster can we build that maybe other people can't do with the 101,
Well, two things. One is that means you're sort of a little bit of a slave to value based on ADP, at least for a while. Once we get to a certain point of the draft, it's wide open. But the second thing is it's May. And who knows what's going to happen between now and September, whatever. It's 100 days that will scramble that. But this is great.
Sure. And again, to talk about Christian McCaffrey, it's never a knock on him, his ability, or the offense is exceptional. It's all, to me, it's the 101 for fantasy football and for fantasy baseball. I know I play a bunch of that now. It's been kind of cursed the last couple of years. Ronald Acuna, out for the year. Aaron Judge last year was hurt most of the year. Last year, Justin Jefferson. The year before that, was it Christian McCaffrey? The year before that, maybe, and he gets hurt.
He was a couple times.
Yeah, he gets hurt with the hamstring. So it's just like the 101 has not been good. Now, we didn't have the 101, but we got the 103 here, and here we are. If McCaffrey's healthy, he's the 101 easily.
Well, onward.
That's right. Any other surprises here yet? No, maybe Garrett.
Not really. Garrett Wilson's a little bit early, but I feel like, especially if you're streaming, on the ends is sort of optimal where you can sort of double up and not give too much away. In the middle is value hound sort of drafting where you're looking at the ADP. Again, it's still only May, but you're doing that and trying to, get what you think is value, sort of the way we're talking about McCaffrey. And, you sort of gradually shift it as you go left to right. But no, I mean, Chase at 7, Jefferson at 5. We go Hill, Lamb. You haven't seen one like this. Hill, Lamb, McCaffrey, Breece Hall, Jefferson, Robinson, Bijan Robinson, Chase, not DeMarcus or Brian even. Bijan Robinson sneaks up into the first round. Chase, St. Brown, Wilson, Puka Nacua, Gibbs, and Barkley. So really it's just, as many people have said, in the beginning, you just take what you get and then you try to make the construction work from there.
Yeah. Tyreek Hill, I could almost see Tyreek Hill at the 101 later in the summer when whoever made this pick, trying to look. I have it up on my screen here and I'm Soda Sopa. If they had, exactly. I've had the 101 Correct. 3 times already, and I've taken McCaffrey every time, so I have to diversify and get Hill. I can understand that, but this early in the season, I mean, you can get Tyreek Hill at the 103, 4, 5, 6. You know what I mean? So I certainly wouldn't have done that. I was hoping that Gold Rush would take McCaffrey. We could get Lamb at 103. That would have been very exciting.
I like this more.
Yes,
I would say
for the being able
for the content.
For the content. Well, Theo already is in the chat talking about how pure do we run. Listen, Theo's got the 103, I think, in the Hardway draft on Thursday.
Thursday night will be on the Hardways podcast through the FFPC. That should be fun to do, or excruciatingly hard. Yeah, but it's only money.
It's only money.
Travis Kelce at 201, tight end 1. That's not far off. Recent Mojo ADP puts him at 204, ahead of Laporta this time, Adam. With Barkley, that's just a personal preference, or again, like a portfolio related reason. That's what the people love to hear about.
That's right. They love to hear about the portfolio here. Kelsey's not far off. He was 3 or 4 picks early. I've come around on, like, Sam Laporta was, I heard the ship chasing guys talking about this the other day. He was like,
how are those guys?
They're doing great. They're doing great from the sounds of it. And they were talking about Sam Laporta, how he like barely was the 101. Was the tight end 1. And then after him, there was like 12 tight ends that were within like just a few points of him. So he could have easily been, he was a touchdown away from being like tight end 8 or something. Like it was, so he's not the default. And Kelce, if we remember, he got hurt like the day before opening day. Like he didn't even play Thursday Night Football out in Vegas.
We were in Vegas. That's right. We were in Vegas. That broke.
Is he going to play? Where does he get drafted? So he might have been dealing with that ankle all year. I mean, he is older. He's going to get slower. I get that. But Kelce still, to me, is probably the tight end 1, but we're coming up here. 3
picks away. So just between you and me, are you not going to show our draft room? You don't need to. I can use the queue if I want.
You can use the queue. I will not show the draft room. Correct.
It's the first one. All right, everybody. So we're doing 10 of these. By the 10th, it'll all be sort of blindfolds and, there'll be magic acts going on around us. But the first one, want to make sure. Okay. McBride, tight end 3 at 18. That's close to on time. Then we have, oh my God, Dalton Kincaid.
Perfect.
At 21. It's Devontae Adams for me here, Adam. Yes. Agree?
Agreed. I'm excited to see him there because after Devontae Adams, to me, it's like a flat tier of receiver. And so I didn't want to take the next guy we have on the list. He might still be there in the 3rd round, so I don't want to say his name, but I didn't want to.
John McEntee.
That's right. It's not John McEntee.
He'll slide.
He'll slide. But yeah, and there's a couple guys I really like here in the 3rd. Henry, a little early. I would have liked Henry in the 3rd, and I talked about him for a second, maybe taking him in the 2nd round, but that's probably stupid to have 2 old running backs as your first 2 picks. But We'll see. Someone's going to do it.
It might not be stupid, but it's also not unique.
It's not unique at the 101. Agreed for sure. Adams, like you said, this is a nice because how many times is Adams going to fall to the 212? Not very often. So we got McCaffrey, Adams at the 103, 210.
I'm excited about Adams this year. I'm not shying away at all. I'm not reaching, but I like getting him when I can, when it's sort of the price is right. Devontae Adams.
Well, talk me into being like, I don't mind taking him, but talk me into being excited to take him because the quarterback situation, like So his real quick, his max draft position, Devontae Adams is a 302. So, but his ADP is the 2.9. So he doesn't really get to the CMC owner very, very often.
There's Ayuk at 212. It's fair. I mean, he's always, not when he was super young. I was going to say he's always been good. He wasn't that good when he was young, but he's been consistently good. Last year, bad quarterback play won't be worse. Could be the same guy. Could be Gardner Minshew. We'll throw the ball. So I feel like Adams, for whatever reason, I'm not as daunted by him in terms of his age as I would be with like a Diggs or even Tyreek Hill a little bit because of his size.
All right, so we're on deck. There's a couple of running backs I really like, and then there's a receiver that I'm okay taking that I know you've taken before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the queue. Maybe I had to refresh it.
I just added a couple.
Okay. And there's probably a tight end. Nope, the tight end. I really like Andrews a lot.
How do you feel about ETN this year? I'm
okay with it. Like I think they're talking up Tank or Bigsby. Bigsby stinks. Bigsby is not good. And I don't know if you follow. I'm sure you do. You follow Coach Speak on Twitter.
Oh, I so do.
Doug Peterson, when it comes to talking up like backups and stuff, has like a 50% lie rate. Kyron Williams. I know we're on the clock. I hate Kyron Williams this year.
I know, but 19. This is pick 27. I've never drafted him since he was a rookie, and he got hurt on the opening kickoff of the first game in LA. Like the Bills-Rams game.
I know. I almost still don't think we should do it, but I don't
we both like Achane more.
I like Achane more. I do.
Do you like Achane more than Pittman?
Yes, I do.
2 running backs then? It gets hard. It gets hard if you do that in the middle.
I'm okay with Pittman. If you don't, because I don't want to force running back either. There's going to be a lot of running backs that we like later for sure.
Pittman over Evans?
Yes. Yep.
You sure?
And I like the quarterback there as well. I mean, I can just, I like being able to stack him. I know maybe you don't want too much Pittman. I know this is the second time you've got
it's still for the it's still May.
It's still May.
If I wake up on June 1st and I'm like, oh, I've got so much Pittman, I'll be okay. I'll get there.
Yeah, you'll still get there. And again, it's about in a vacuum, like who do I like better? Josh Jacobs or Devin Achane or Pittman. It's the running backs, but this isn't best ball. This isn't art, not a science. You got the later rounds. We're gonna like running backs more.
If you had McCaffrey at 1, Adam, like you sort of get the 101, you feel the pressure. Is that what you did in your other one?
Let me actually pull it up and see. I think I went Henry.
101.
Oh, I went Christian McCaffrey. Yeah.
Right. So you would want to go no running back those next 2 picks. And in our case, Adams gives you a little bit of value. Pittman really doesn't, but it's not a reach by that. So
it's not. No, it is not a reach. And again, you can't go wrong. Let me take that back. That's the dumbest thing anyone's ever said. I lean receiver over running back early because of you want more volume receivers. You want to start receivers in the flex positions because they score more points in the ranges that you're taking them. And you want, but you need to get to those receivers to put them there. So you got to draft more receivers. They get hurt less. So I think receivers are the way to go. Maybe total points. Pittman wasn't the pick, but as we get here further, I think receiver was definitely the thing to do there.
In the deep end tonight, we're drafting a Fantasy Pros Championship team here on May 28th, the first of 10 live stream drafts we will do this summer. Mike Shope and Adam Krautwurst. We will continue with the draft. Late round 3 here, going into round 4. We're up at the 4-10, so the 3rd overall pick in just a few moments. First, a word from our sponsor.
Hey, why do we partner with the FFPC? Because they have the widest variety of fantasy football formats, and it's the easiest place to find all types of fantasy football contests in the world. What if you want to play for high stakes? Well, they have a $6 million prize pool with their Fantasy Players Championship. They also have way too early best ball leagues that start in February and dynasty leagues. They have the closest thing to a liquid market for orphans that there is in all of Dynasty. And the FFPC has sponsored us for half a decade because we are actually delivering information that can help fantasy gamers, and they're generating so much interest and bringing in so many new users, casual users even. The FFPC creates a unique experience where you can both compete against the best and make money. Use promo code UNDERWORLD to get $25 off your first team. $25 off your first team at the FFPC with promo code UNDERWORLD. Go get it!
Yeah, so at my 101, I went Christian McCaffrey, Mark Andrews, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Wow.
The 2-3. So that was probably, you were able to do that kind of early. But yeah, you see him go. Where did he go in this one? He went to
202.
Yeah. So
were you before the NFL draft?
I was not before the NFL draft. This was when was the draft?
April 27th.
I lied. I was April to 23rd. So that was
slow.
That makes sense. Nope. Fast. Yeah.
Was it this fast?
Is
anything this fast? Is this fast?
Look at Stephon Diggs. You got him way late in the one I was looking that you sent me. He went kind of early here.
In my other one of these with my friend Full Metal Pelvis, I see Kincaid and Allen paired together. We did that in 3-4, and then Diggs in 5, which was a little bit weird because Diggs is, maybe you don't know this, but no longer on the Buffalo Bills.
I did know that.
Because there would be Allen Diggs teams from before the draft or before the trade, of course, and like, what about that? But Diggs seemed like such a great idea at 503, so we did that anyway. But yeah, we went from the 3. So you did yours. I went Jefferson at 103 because I think he really is the second receiver for me. If I did rankings, he'd be behind Lamb, and then Pittman. And then Kincaid at 303, Allen at 410, which was the max for him at that point, and then Diggs.
That's beautiful.
I mean, you really feel when you get what you perceive as value like that early on, after that, you feel so good. I mean, you can just sort of take chances. And if it goes the other way, then you might feel like you have to sort of adhere to rankings and ADP to make sure you're not buried.
Right. Exactly. And so, and like what you're comfortable building. Like my comfortability as far as like roster construction has been for a while. It's been hero RB. I love taking that stud running back up top, whether it's the first or second round, and then just pounding receiver, tight end, and running and quarterback the rest of the kind of the next 6 or 7 rounds. So, and we're kind of poised to do that here. But again, if there's running back value, we're okay to take it because we already took 2 receivers. So yeah, and I think we're probably going to get blocked out of tight end here coming up. So, and I know neither of us. Well, I don't want to get too much.
I don't mind. Yeah, I don't need to do that. Interesting to watch the tight end teams around you. Like the smart teams will go double up just to make sure that they're getting, trying to get an edge on you. But Cooper Kupp goes at 407. That's wide receiver 23. That's right on time. Neighbors had just gone too. We're 2 away.
Yeah, and I like the Q. I like the Q.
Do you?
I like the top one, and I like the second. I like the second one there too, for sure. And
okay, Christian Kirk goes at the 408.
Interesting.
And that's early.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
How early is that? 56. It's about a round early. Not even. Look. Ingram, there's the double tight end.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's almost a full round for Christian Kirk early. Yeah, I definitely like the guy on the top of the queue the most here, I think.
Let me throw in one more name
Oh, boy.
who I might want in the next round. Right there.
I think we can get two of these guys, two of the three that you put on there.
What do you think of number 3?
Oh,
Want to wait?
I have to redo my thing here. Have to refresh.
15.
I like number 1 better than number 3.
Okay, done. DK Metcalf.
Yeah, DK Metcalf for sure. I mean, where did we get him here? We got him as
It's 46. It's right on.
Wide receiver 25. So he's been wide receiver 20 to wide receiver 24 for the last 3 years. So I think there's a good chance he.
What do you watch sports?
This, and maybe even exceeds it. So, wow, tight end run.
Jake Ferguson in the 4th round tonight. Everybody, stop what you're doing.
Stop what you're doing. Oh, there goes Pickens. It'd have been nice for me to get Pickens coming back here. I would have liked that.
Adam, I'm really excited for the top guy in this list.
Yeah, Ferguson went over a round early. Holy mackerel. Like they couldn't wait to get him on the next.
So the top guy, I'm sorry to be so cryptic. I know we're drafting and trying to present this here, but
yeah,
this guy is around late. I just don't like him. Nobody does.
Interesting. Nobody does. That's why he's around late. Is that what you're saying? No, I like the top guy on the list for sure. I just don't know. Can they? We'll talk about both of these picks. We'll talk about both of these picks after we make it. Pick the second guy there.
I'll tell you what else I like about it as we go through the night. But I'm sorry, this is so terrible.
The first guy. Well,
Rashad White goes at 501 Blues. That has the podcast ever sounded older than a reference to jeans? That'll be Team 1's RB1. That's what I didn't want to be tempted to do, is Rashad White
right
on this build with McCaffrey. So Team 1 did not have a running back. Might love Rashad White. Might have felt like I better do this,
I mean, the ADP for some running backs here, James Cook, Ridley. Wow. James Cook.
Ridley goes at 50. Yes.
I know we're not in on James Cook or Joe Mixon, but they are value here too, a little bit. But so my issue with Tank Dell, if that's who is are they going to have 3 receivers in the top 28? Can they do that? This is not best ball, but he is our wide receiver.
Was that a threat? Was that a dare?
Really good. Sorry, go ahead.
Was that a dare or a threat by you? I love him.
Okay.
You got to love the offense. Opens up quarterback stacking. I just feel like, Diggs wore out the last 2 years in Buffalo. That's what I'm saying, because he doesn't play for our team anymore.
Yes.
And this, to me, is, even though it's 6 to 8 picks early, this is what I want to do.
Do it. Take him. Because I like him a lot. I think everything you said is right. I do get nervous about the distribution, and I do get nervous. It's not best ball. It's not like you can just, hey, the weeks he's great. He's great. But as our wide receiver 4, I love it. I love Tank Dell as my wide receiver 4 for sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
And it really, as you know, from doing a lot of these, it does get thin. Like receiver, when you're drafting on the end like this, I want to be loaded up early, and we got McCaffrey as well.
Yes. Yeah. Murph Dirt says that Empire Maker might actually be Doug Marrone.
Is he working?
It's probably.
I don't mean Murph Dirt. I mean Doug Marrone. Is he working?
I don't
Where
know.
would you guess he is right now professionally?
Doug Marrone? Oh, gosh.
Where is that guy at this point?
He's coaching high school football, and he probably
he's the assistant quality control coach for Georgia Tech.
Chattanooga. Okay, fine.
Is my guess.
Yeah, he's terrible, and the guy, and somehow he left his protege behind in the NFL. We can't get rid of him.
Hackett. He actually did work at Georgia Tech.
Who did?
1995, Doug Marrone.
Oh, there you go.
1995 director of football operations. How old was he at 19? He was 30. He's the director of football operations at Georgia Tech. at age 30. Doing what? Then he was the tight ends coach. Maybe I had that in the back of my mind somewhere. We used to talk about him a lot. Was at Georgia Tech. He was
interesting though. This says Empire Maker 30. Now, if this is this person's 30th draft, maybe they're trying to get different here. They're going to go, anti-fragile, and they're going to go, running backs, tight ends, quarterback, and then at least I want to see a plan here, Mike. I want 8 straight receivers to come off the board for Empire Maker, and they're like, okay, you had a strategy, and
you do see that. I mean, I think that's great. In fact, what I want to start doing is putting a big number at the end of my team names.
Right.
So then people will give me the benefit of the doubt, like, oh, this guy's drafted 78 teams. Right. He must be really just sort of so far in the weeds. It's the deep end, right? Just sort of a deep end, 78.
Yep.
Doug Marrone was the offensive line coach for New Orleans. And congratulations to the Saints on their success each of the last 2 years.
Yep. Kingsman's, I bet you Empire. I bet you we probably know Empire Maker. They're probably going to reach out and be like, "Yo, stop."
I would love it if anybody we're playing with here tonight. It means that all season it's a managed league. Will reach out if they happen to know who we are and are watching. That's pretty cool. The first year I played this stuff with you, I'm like, oh, they're going to put it on TV. I can't wait to. I want to play and I want to call into every podcast that's talking about it and be, be that guy. But now I've sort of gotten a little bit used to it.
Used to it. Yeah. No, listen, I love talking draft board. It's draft boards. It's people are posting draft boards and talking about them. It's wonderful. Zay Flowers was the other guy in our queue. I definitely I don't want to say definitely. I think I like Tank Dell over Flowers. Flowers is the number 2 receiving option there behind Andrews. And Dell is probably the number 3. I mean, they just signed Nico. I know you love to dig into the contract stuff and tell me why it does or doesn't matter.
I do.
And what is the Nico Collins contract to tell you?
Well, I think it's good business. So it was 3 for 24 times 3 for 72 on top of what he had already today. Nico Collins. It doesn't fantasy wise. It doesn't tell me anything I didn't think I knew. Like he's going to be important in their offense. Diggs doesn't feel like a throw-in to that offense, but Dell and Collins were very successful. They also have Schultz paid, and they spent on a running back that was about to get cut, but then they somehow got underneath Adam Schefter and traded for Joe Mixon and then signed him. I don't know. Like they're feisty right now, the Texans. I think Collins is a good player. I mean, he may be very good. He's not undeniable for me. I don't feel any compulsion to, strain to get him in these drafts. I like getting Collins. I think Dell is the one. For me, size works against him still, even though last year happened. The injury works against him. The Diggs trade works against him, but provably good in a great offense. This is, pick 51. I love it.
Normally, I like seeing a quarterback run, but the fact that Richardson and Stroud didn't get anywhere near us is kind of annoying to me.
It's kind of weird, yeah. It's good. It's good.
Weird and annoying. I mean, at least they went early instead of like the pick, bang, bang right in front of us, because it would have been nice to stack Pittman or Dell, because I know we're not dying to stack Adams or Metcalf with their quarterback, but
McCaffrey.
We will. That's right.
Yeah, very interesting here. If you're listening, it's got to be so annoying, and we think you're the best if you're still listening, because you can't see all of this. End of round 5, so 5-11, pick 59, Richardson, 60, Stroud. Neither is a stack.
No.
Terry McLaurin, T. Higgins, 63, Hurts, 64, Mahomes. Also not stacks.
Yeah. I mean, again, we usually love seeing that go. And it's not best ball, so it's not crucial, but it is the 3-week race here at the end for $1 million. You do want to it is a tournament style there at the end where you want to get the most total points. And if your quarterback goes off, your receiver is probably going to go off also. So, I wish they wouldn't have done that, but here we are, here we are.
Look at you playing with the Q.
It's all right. Practice makes perfect over here. So
I love our situation here.
I do too.
I mean, it would have been cool to have one of those two guys, but the thing that happens, Richardson and Stroud for stacking, the thing that happens is that becomes so exciting And then the draft goes along. This is what happens to me. And you see like good quarterbacks, the rookies go in the middle and like, oh, did I really have to? I didn't force it. I did stack it. Did I really have to do that? And I usually like my teams the most when I don't force quarterback. I mean, quote force.
Yeah. No, and it also helps when there's injuries, like, when you've got that extra depth, because there's just the last 2 years, 3 years have just been absurd with injuries. It's been impossible. So, a lot of times, at least the last year, like Allen was the QB1 again for the 4th straight year, essentially. But he was barely the QB1. Like, he wasn't a significant difference. So, yeah, it didn't make up for it last year like it has years in the past. Man, I didn't realize how early Calvin Ridley went. Holy cow, he went like 2 full rounds early. Holy
Love
cow.
Love it. I mean, 3 tight ends on team 4.
Loaded. Oh, he's got a plan.
We have a different plan.
Yes.
So, do you want Jackson? No. Did we just talk about this? Like he's
I don't want him. Yeah.
I don't either. He's 9 picks early. No. I think I want either
2 or
I want to go green. I want to go green.
Okay. And then if you want to go green, I like 2 or 3. I think we can get 3 coming back, maybe.
Let's do this. It's too early. Oh my God. 79.
It's never too early.
Want to?
Yeah, do it.
You sure?
Yes. Never been more sure. And I had no idea who you were going to pick. Beautiful. I had no idea what I knew it was somebody in our queue. We are Jonathan Brooks stands this year, and I love it. So we're not going to need him early because Christian McCaffrey's worth 2 running backs. He's going to be healthy week 1. We're not going to need Brooks.
You say that like you know.
They're not even going to. McCaffrey's not going to touch the ball in the preseason.
Well, if he has a pug like I do,
yep.
You never know when an injury can crop up.
That's right. You're trying to walk up the steps and you get tripped.
I'm stepping on the dog. I'm trying to race this dog. Yep. It's a lot.
But
would the 49ers refuse to let Christian McCaffrey have a pug?
No. They're not let Christian McCaffrey.
They would not. He has too much power. So one's got to be on Lamar here, right?
Does he have Andrews? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That makes sense. I'm not on Andrew. I'm not on Lamar this year. They brought in Henry, which means even less goal line carries. Lamar. Did I hear Lamar lost like 30 pounds too?
20. Yeah, 20.
Oh my God. Zach Moss. Ooh. Interesting.
Welcome to the chat.
Welcome to the chat. Sota. Is that like Soprasada? Is that like a
no?
Soda
we don't know.
Okay.
So listen, I don't want a third running back here. So, I mean, there's going to be value, but who was it there? Godwin? I really don't want a third running back here.
Me either, but I don't like the receipt. Like, let me see if there's a.
Does not take Lamar Jackson.
I don't love the receivers here either, and the tight end. I mean,
I can live with some of it.
Are gone.
I mean, I think your best guy for value. I just moved up. That's going to be 9-10 picks early.
Are we leaning running back or no?
I really don't love it. Do you? I mean, no. I think there's going to be running back value all night.
Okay. Okay, so we're up next. I don't want to say anything yet.
I think it could be Jackson. It's going to be tempting now to pick Jackson. There goes Prescott with Ferguson and Lamb. Works.
There you go.
At 74. I mean, Prescott's ADP is 97. Lamar's is 61.
Yeah. I mean, they wanted to do the stack. Jaden Reed, to me, I don't know who the number 1 receiver is there. And we've got 4 receivers. I don't think I would rather go like a running. I mean, I would rather go a running back over Jaden Reed. And it could be Swift. It can be Najee. It can be Ramondre Stevenson in a comeback role here.
Man, I hate it.
Okay, then we're not.
I'm
gonna
sorry,
do it.
I hate it.
No,
I don't hate you.
no, thank God.
Okay, little drama.
So then go with Jaden Reed. I mean, do you love Reed?
I think it's Jackson or Reed. You tell me who you like between the two.
I don't want to go quarterback. Go
Okay.
Jaden Reed. Go
Okay.
Jaden Reed. Listen, just keep clicking, keep pissing yellow. Okay, there's a strategy.
Oh, you know what? That's original.
That's right. It's original.
I hear you on Green Bay. I love drafting Green Bay.
Yeah, and there's a stack opportunity there too.
That's
So,
right. And there's 5 more Packers that get drafted. Past 2 tight ends, 2 more receivers, 4 more receivers.
Now,
3.
now, don't get me wrong. I love Jaden Reed. I had him in a lot of spots last year. I love him. I just don't know. I should dig in a little bit deeper at this point about the.
Is he good?
I think he's very good.
That's what you're saying? Okay. What don't you know?
I just don't know what they're going to do because they have a lot of good receivers. They have a lot of good young receivers. He scored all the touchdowns last year. I mean, if he stays in that same role and keeps scoring touchdowns, this is a smash pick. But he might not, and so, but I'm fine. Again, a lot of these guys we do. Christian Watson, is Christian Watson the wide receiver one there? Is he going to get his hamstrings right? Like that type of thing. We'll see. We'll see.
The quarterback position has so much to do in dictating these drafts. And here we are into round 7, midway through 7, where 6 teams have one and 6 don't. And where you're drafting, it'd be cool. Like if the guy, Lamar Jackson's still on the board, if the guy at team 1 had picked Jackson, then we would feel pretty good that nobody after us on the left is going to take one. And it really does help. Like that's 4 free picks.
Right.
Jackson finally goes that's pick 78.
Yeah.
So no stack there yet, but still good. We got to not forget about tight end. That's one area where we need to, there's 2 tight ends behind us, but there's no rules against, drafting multiple, of course. So
yes,
keep that in mind here.
2-time world champion Nick Constantino says free look on Reed. I did forget about that. There's a little bit of value in that.
Friday night.
Yep. For Friday night game, you get to pick whether you want to start him. And that's the cool thing about having a bunch of receivers too, is you get to hey, if Reed smashes, you plug him in. If not, then you're let him ride the pine for a week.
I was about to say the greatest compliment of my career was Nick not signing up for this draft once he knew we were in it. But it might be the greatest compliment of your career, actually. It might have nothing to do with me. Like if we're a team, he just wants to avoid. Like he was like, oh, here's $350. I'll play against these guys and be on the show. But no, he's you know what? He's not going to do that because maybe he thinks he's got a better money making opportunity.
ROI, yeah, it's negative ROI. Well, listen, when we're on a podcast though, it's a little bit harder.
I know.
It's a little bit harder to kind of talking code.
I feel like I'm doing very well, actually.
I'm glad that we passed on Lamar because now we've got all these guys have quarterbacks. There's 3 that need, and I love a lot of these quarterbacks left still.
I know. So, that's what we talked about earlier today. Was that on the show or was it not? Like
it was not.
I drafted that other FPC I did. I drafted Allen at 410 with my friend Full Metal Pelvis.
Yes.
Because it just seemed we had Kincaid already. It was just too perfect. But even when that happens, you still regret it sometimes.
Sure. And this time I don't.
Second, mind. Kyler Murray goes to team.
Yeah.
Richardson and Murray and Harrison.
Le'Veon's balls is listening to the show. Just, watch
that team was the first one to sign up.
Oh, was it?
Give them credit. Yeah.
All right. Well, then I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
In fact, I just sent them a trade offer. I'm sending next year's first for Richardson.
There you go.
I would never do that without getting a third back.
I threw some guys in the queue. I don't know what their ADP is yet, but I just thought I'd throw them in there. I'll peek at that in a minute here.
By the way, everybody, those of you who are drafting, if you're watching or listening, anybody else, we're going until 9:30 Eastern time. So another 20 minutes or so. The draft won't be over. But once the draft is over, we'll tweet a picture of the board, and then you can all just let us have it.
Yeah, definitely let us have. And we're gonna be doing this all summer. Like is it every other Tuesday?
So it's something like that. There's a little bit of a break coming up, but the schedule is posted at Deep End FF1, and we'll get that back out there. You can still sign up for all these and draft against us. Just watch, listen, either way. But the schedule is out. I know it's there on Twitter, or X as you call it.
Yes.
But I don't know where else right now. But it's available.
Yeah. There's a couple guys I really like here. Let me see. Let me see.
I mean,
that one. I added one. Yep.
We are round 8, right?
We are around. Yeah, we're at the 8-9 turn. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I'm glad we pushed back running back. Also, that was the right decision. That was the right decision.
On who?
Pushing running back another round as well. I like what we did there. So Love is the stack. That's gone.
Yeah, Love goes.
No way Allen's taking a quarterback here. He might, but I love.
JSN goes.
Wonderful.
First receiver.
I like quarterback here. If you want to go Burrow. I know the one guy has a quarterback in between us. Does the other guy have any Bengals? No. It would be Burrow unstacked, or we can continue to wait. I also like. Is it too early for the tight ends?
No, not necessarily. A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. Yeah, I like the guy on top in green.
The guy on top in green. I love it. Let me refresh.
The one running back in the queue.
Yes, that's what I was hoping you would say.
You want that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. The RB1 in Arizona, I absolutely love it. I love taking him with James Conner still on the board. It's even better.
Would you ever take them both?
No. I'm like full fade James Conner this year.
Really?
Yeah.
How's that going for you in recent seasons?
It's going great. It's going wonderful.
I mean, look at the success of this program.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Arizona are both teams in this range where you could end up having the chance to draft both. Is that something you would ever do?
No, unless you got some crazy value on the second one, but I just don't. I mean, I guess you could if you went really crazy 0 RB, if you went like no running backs the first like 7 rounds or something, and you kind of had to, but I just don't think it, because if one goes down, somebody else in the tournament is going to have the value on one of those running backs too. Burrow going kind of stinks. Did you want Burrow or no?
No.
Why?
I really didn't. No, just
he's not stacked.
Yeah, it doesn't run.
Doesn't.
I mean, Burrow or Jaden Daniels.
I mean, Daniels, if he is healthy, he's going to be a top 10 quarterback. He's going to run 100 times, and if you run 100 times as a quarterback, you're automatically a top 10 quarterback. So
I think for us at quarterback, there's Daniels, there's Caleb Williams, there's Purdy.
Okay.
I like it in these drafts where the quarterbacks could sort of get swallowed up. You have one team with 2, but I don't feel any pressure here.
Yeah, it's early for the tight ends, but do you want to grab one or you want to wait?
No, it's not that early. I like that was loud. Sorry. You want a tight end here? I know which one I prefer.
I do want one, just because if all 3 of them go between our picks, then I'm really interested.
Freiermuth is the one I like.
Fine, love him.
It's pick 99. It's a round and a half early, but let's get that done. Unless you wanted Spears or somebody.
No. Let's get it done. Have a little piece there. I like Freiermuth a lot this year.
Me too.
I mean, they have Deontay Johnson's targets. They don't have a lot of receiving weapons there outside of Pickens. Like I really like Freiermuth this year.
Have you met Goose Goslin?
I have not met Goose Goslin.
Oh, where you were?
I thought you were going to show me a Goose Gossage like autographed rookie card. Oh,
Goose
wait,
Goslin, well, they're both Hall of Famers, right?
oh, there's a difference. Oh, okay, all right.
Goose Goslin, 33 DeLong.
Does this mean we have to end the show when you start showing cards? Normally, that's your like cue to get off the.
Is
show.
it? Or to go to the bathroom?
That's right. That's right.
I think I'm going to make it.
Proud of you.
I'm not there yet.
I mean, and for people who are just kind of tuning into our show, we're going to do at least one draftathon, podathon, where we get on here and do 2 or 3 drafts in one night, guests all night, celebrity. Oh, we got some celebrities lined up.
Oh, do we ever?
Oh, I can't
A
wait.
few different professional athletes,
Oh,
former professional athletes, so they can be allowed to do it, have agreed to join us.
Flag football superstars, the whole thing.
Who's that? You?
Flag football Hall of Famers, we'll get there. But all right, what do we think of the draft so far, Mike? Any teams stand out to you? I mean, do we want to talk about Empire Maker?
Well, I mean, I'm impressed, right? Like they're going 3 tight ends. That could be a heavy drafter. If you are, this is what sort of feels right. Is to, try different builds and different combinations of players. He's got Allen and Kincaid. He can get Bills. The Bills are like easily sitting there later, so you can, glom onto that as you go. He doesn't have to draft another quarterback, and so I think it was early for both those guys, but it's fine. I think Le'Veon down here at 11. It sort of, for me, that's been a feeling that feels like a trap later on, is when you draft Richardson because you love Richardson, like we all do. And then there's Murray, and okay, well, I can't not do it. I have Harrison. How do you get value out of that? Like who plays? If one of them is QB1, which they're both capable of, and Richardson certainly is, then you end up cutting Kyler Murray, right, maybe, and right, Nick picks him up and wins $1 million, like with Joe Burrow a couple of years ago. I don't know. I think that's something I feel like I would have done, but now I would want to not do.
Yeah, I mean, you got to bet. I mean, I love Richardson. And I'm going to take him a bunch, and I am going to take, like, a lot of these drafts. If I take QB2, he go QB2. Wow, yeah, he went QB2. Holy cow! I don't want another quarterback for the rest of the draft. But
Richardson was QB2.
QB2, yeah,
you're right.
But Richardson might be the exception to the rule there, as far as like he had such an injury history in college. He was injured in so many different ways in the NFL: shoulder, concussion. So I might want another quarterback before the draft ends, but Kyler Murray's tough because, again, let's say they're both healthy. You're either never playing Murray and you set your 8th round pick on fire, or you have to try to pick right every single week. And you don't want to do that either, because
right,
you're going to be wrong a bunch. So I don't like doing it that early for sure. But
2 years ago in this tournament, Trey Lance, I had a team. It was a main event, actually, I think. I had Brady and Lance. I thought it was perfect.
Yeah.
Right? Brady's old. Lance is everybody's darling.
Yeah.
And Brady was really good. And then Lance got the start when, was it even Garoppolo? I guess it was Garoppolo got hurt. Like a week 7 or so game. Lance gets a start. I started Lance over Brady because I couldn't resist.
Yes.
And Brady threw for 6 touchdowns against Miami.
Oh.
And Lance had a couple of runs where he got tackled.
Yeah,
I remember that vividly.
We always remember the bad beats. We always remember.
I know, but it was my fault.
Speaking of bad beats, Bateman has been bad beating me since the moment he stepped out of the football field. So I can stomach Lamar. I've always been a Lamar guy, but I can't do the Bateman thing anymore.
Bateman, I mean, who is driving that Rashad Bateman hype train the last 3 days? Holy cow. Oh, Andrews is like, it's going to be his year. Everybody is like, he is the player of the day.
Bateman is?
Bateman.
Wow, I didn't. How do people been talking about it on the old
The
Twitter?
Ravens have, the media has, everybody's like, Rashad Bateman, he's winning this week.
All right. I'm
Nick
still, I gotta see.
Nick Chubb in round 10, by the way.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, there are a lot of players we got to wait. So, like, I was going to mention that earlier. I forgot on the Nick Chubb thing. You got to wait for. Oh, I wanted Schultz to fall back to us. Would have loved to double tap, but thank God
You
we went
did?
Freiermuth. Thank God we went Freiermuth because all the other.
No one's ever said that. No one has ever said, thank God you went Freiermuth. Come on. Why are we going to be the first? This is the deep end.
It said here. But Brooks and Benson, you're going to have to wait. Like Jensen might take a minute to earn the job. Brooks might take a minute to get healthy. You know, the Chubb thing. If you can afford to wait, which I think you can, JT, Kamara, and Jones, Chubb might be a second half guy for sure. So there's kind of different spots where you got to take players like that. Nick Chubb. But we are up next. And I'm
not going to make it bathroom wise.
Oh no.
So let's make these 2 picks.
Yeah.
I feel like Adam.
Yes.
We're not on the air, right?
I don't think so. I don't think we've been on the air this whole time.
I think it's Purdy.
Really?
No? Want to push it? There's quarterbacks behind us. They might be watching, but that's fine.
If you want Purdy, I want to push it. If you want a quarterback now,
okay. Who do you want? Pick somebody.
I want Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams is what I want.
Well, then push them all because they're not all going.
Right. That's right. Push it.
Go get Kendre Miller or somebody like that.
That's right.
You want that?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, do it.
All right.
I would rather have Kendre Miller than a quarterback here, or than Purdy or whatever. Give me your Kendre Miller. I mean, obviously we're taking pieces here. I want his Kendre Miller take. He just takes off. I thought it was 2 picks we were waiting. He's gone. Long gone. Nick Constantino in the chat says, this format, you're getting killed taking 2 quarterbacks for round 10. I absolutely agree. These, you want to burn a 15th rounder, a 13th rounder, fine, but you burn a top 10 pick on another quarterback when you could have had, Rashee Rice, Led McConkey might lead them in targets, like all that type of stuff. That's kind of tough to do there. Yeah, for sure. Gus Edwards is interesting. This is where these are like dart throw running backs here for a lot of teams that started heavy receiver early, which is what we did. Tyler Conklin, tight end 17. This is tight end premium for those people who don't play yet at the FFPC tight end premium. That's why you see these tight ends go early and often. We're at quarterback here, possibly running backs here still. There's some receivers out there, but you gotta build a roster. It's 2 flex, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 2 flex, 1 tight end. You can start a tight end in the flex position. And like I said, they get 1.5 PPR in this.
Oh, baby. What'd I miss?
Do you want to keep pushing QB?
Well,
or no?
Hang on.
Am I crazy that I feel like we need another? But there's just no tight end here that I want, like at all.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
I would pick there goes Purdy. Interesting. He has Ayuk.
Yeah.
I would pick your favorite of the 2 rookies.
I mean, Caleb Williams, I think, is safer, but Jaden Daniels, I think, with that rushing, I mean.
Well, are we trying to win $1 million or $40?
Yes. No, I know. Do we have any hey, schedule master? Do we have any bringbacks here? Or what do we got?
Which team? Washington
or Chicago?
We picked DK.
Yes.
Yeah, we have that. Let's do that.
Who is that?
Caleb,
do it.
There's still so many other playable Watson, Goff, guys that are comparable.
Caleb's got the rushing upside. He's got weapons galore. I mean, he could be weak.
We'll pick a second one this way or no?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
All right. Cool. Fun.
Definitely fun. And there was no other like I don't want another running back, and there was no other receivers that I really. I mean, I'll throw some in there now.
No, right now we're 1-4-4-1 or 1-4-5-1. 1-4-5-1.
There you go.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Well, it was an interesting quarterback is always so interesting in these. Like, you have a couple of teams that went for 2. Other guys are waiting. They'll go with Tua, right? I mean, Purdy was there the whole night. Watson. These guys are not crazy to be top 6, top 8 at least. So, and then there's still Daniels left and a lot of possible outcomes here.
Yeah, and again, we're getting a dual threat quarterback that's loaded on the offense. I mean, he's got a good O-line and he's got great weapons. A running back that can catch. I mean, we're looking to win here at the end of the year. Like if we can get there, let's see what I'd like to see what that schedule looks like.
Chicago?
Yeah.
Well, Seattle is the final week. Before that, it's Detroit at home. And then at Minnesota in a dome.
But Detroit's defense stinks. Minnesota's defense stinks. I really like that move for sure.
For us?
For us, yeah.
Kendre Miller. I feel like the Saints have the worst coach in the NFL.
You're more into the coaching stuff than I am. I can't argue it. I mean, now that Arthur Smith is not a head coach on it anymore, or is Mike Tomlin the worst head coach for hiring Arthur Smith?
I don't think he could possibly be the worst coach in the league, Tomlin.
I like Tomlin. I was joking, but how do you hire Arthur Smith?
I know, right?
Terrible. That's terrible.
We are into round 11, almost done with round 11. We'll take it through the 12-13 turn and then sign off. We've got 9 more live stream drafts. You want to play against us? Watch your draft with us. That's, of course, available just at the FFPC, myffpc.com. All those drafts are probably still open, many spots. There's the $35 Superflex best ball. There's the $125 best ball. And then there are a couple more of these over the course of the summer. We will have the Celebrity Series. Eric Wood, Marty Baron, Radios, the Bulldog, among others, will join us and draft with us throughout the summer. That should be really fun, different, I think, in the industry to have athletes on, including Chris, who plays golf, come on and talk about, their perspective. Eric and I have known each other since he was a player for the Bills. And he always brings up fantasy to me. I feel like he wants to be us, actually. I think he wants to be us. That's what I was going to say.
I'll have to ask him that when he comes on the show, Eric Wood.
Who would you rather be, me Eric, or Mike?
How long have you wanted to be me, Eric Wood? No, wonderful. Yeah.
Other celebrities are welcome to send us a DM or write a letter to apply for a draft spot with us
in the
future weeks.
Yeah, that's right. Send it to Grand Island if you're going to write the letter. Okay.
Oh, what a place.
But there goes. So Jaden Daniels goes QB 13. That's about where he should go. Running backs galore. I put some guys in the queue. Do you want to take those quarterbacks out of the queue, or do you want to just leave them in there?
You can take them out if you want. I'll give you a different idea.
Oh boy.
Tight end wise. Where'd he go?
Okay. Darren Waller. Is he still around?
He went?
No, I'm looking at him at the tight end spot.
So he did not. Did Tyler Conklin get drafted?
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Oh my God.
I know.
Round 10.
Yes.
Woo. You got to pay attention to that. You were.
The thirst. I wanted Schultz. I wanted 2 of Schultz, Freiermuth, and Komet, but we got 1.
Interesting. There goes Tua, quarterback 1 for team 8 with no stack.
Do we like any of the remaining tight ends?
I like 1.
Okay, and I've always liked him, and it makes sense for us. So Is that? Let's see how early is that?
It's around. The Daniels team goes Herbert, Justin Herbert.
Again, it's hey, we have a running, probably running rookie quarterback. I don't mind double tapping quarterback in the 11th, 12th. I don't mind double tapping tight end in that range either. A lot of people do that. You kind of stock up everywhere else, then double tap for sure. No, I like that tight end. If we end up doing that. McBride. So we got McBride team. And then every other team in front of us says, I was wondering, like, how do we really get boxed out that much at tight end? And then I forgot the guy right in front of us took tight end 3 times in the first 6
Yeah, he might be going yellow to the finish line.
Yeah.
Goff. The love team takes Goff. Fine.
Do you hate tight end QB here?
No.
Okay. So that'll be interesting.
I'm not sure how much value there is.
Right. Yeah, take the tight end.
Juwan Johnson.
Joanna Man Johnson.
Okay. It works. So we're done there now.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's no one worth. Again, I'm certainly not opposed to 3 tight ends. And I guess with our last pick, we could do some of the tight ends I know we've talked about a little bit before. Especially when you kind of get boxed out at the position, it doesn't hurt, but I'm okay being done there also.
What do you think about Watson this year?
I don't know. I mean, everything's there for him to be good. Good offensive line, good weapons, good coach. I just don't know if he's all there. I feel like he's constantly saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing or not playing well or whatever. I mean, I don't know. What do you? I mean, I could see it going really well, and I could see it going really bad.
I can't sort of completely reconcile the possibility that he's not still good at football.
Right.
I mean, it's been so long, but he's still young. I mean, that's the Mahomes draft. He's not 30.
Right.
I know it's Cleveland. We're betting on Chicago's quarterback to be good. That's never literally happened in the history of football. Cleveland's kind of the same thing. They should line up. No. They both should be good this year. Browns,
Bernie
Bears,
Kosar and Jim McMahon. Would you like to come on the show, please? Can we get either of them?
Bernie
Kosar and McMahon, some quarterbacks from the.
I'll call them
the Browns and Bears. Oh, your boy went Kesmani Vidal.
Yeah, that's my boy. We are up here. Downs. I like. We have Pittman.
Yeah,
I like Wicks.
That's why I threw him in there. I like Wicks too. Is it too early for
No,
Wicks?
He's earlier than Downs. 150 for Mojo. This is 147. Let's do that.
Yeah, do Wicks.
Love it.
I love when my queue is filled and then we go off the queue.
That's somebody else, some partner shows up.
That's right.
And throw someone else in. All right. Well, Adam, let's sign off. We'll finish this thing offline. And then do people still say that?
Offline?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
And then would love your comments, good or bad. Bad's even better.
Bad's fun. And there's probably a lot of bad here tonight too. So
let's go. We'll be back all summer with more drafts, 9 more FFPC drafts at least. Don't be shocked if we throw in an impromptu last second jobber. Thanks to everybody at the Player Profiler Network, Theo and Matt and everybody there. Mike and Adam here. Good luck if you're playing against us tonight and whatever you're doing. We'll see you next time in the deep end.
See you guys.
From the Podfather to you, I deeply appreciate you tuning in. And many ask, what can I do? What can I do to help support the hosts, the research they do, the production costs? Go to playerprofiler.com. Dynasty Deluxe, World Famous Draft Kit, Rankings, DFS Dominator, and of course, data analysis. Subscribe to any one of those, and you support all of us and take Player Profiler to the moon.